Hi, I'm Karen from Arizona, but I'm originally from the Bay Area. 3 years after abortion was legalized, I was pressured into an abortion by decisions made out of fear, ignorance, and desperation in an emotionally fragile situation. We were taken advantage of by a $1 billion-a-year industry that offered what seemed to my husband the only solution to our unexpected pregnancy. We were in our second year of marriage, happy with a 7-month-old baby girl. My husband had just lost his job when I became pregnant with our second. I was in shock and disbelief when, out of the blue, he insisted that I have an abortion. He argued, how in the world were we going to support another child? My heart sank after calling my mom for support and her siding with my husband. Alone and unsupported, scared he would follow through with his threat of leaving us, I made the call to terminate my pregnancy. I agonized over this decision and hated myself for doing it. I wanted it to be harder to arrange and was disappointed it was covered under our insurance. I was looking for a way out of this. How could this be happening? We didn't know this decision would create lifelong consequences far worse than the immediate financial crisis of another baby. The day of my abortion, our baby was not the only one that died. I was filled with guilt, remorse, crushed, and brokenhearted. I longed to hold the baby I didn't have the courage to save. I spent countless nights crying myself to sleep, pleading for God to end my pain. It was hard to be around the man I blamed for destroying our happiness and ruining our lives. We were constantly arguing. We numbed our pain with alcohol and drugs. It's no wonder he became a workaholic and emotionally unavailable. Years went by, and we lived like ships passing in the night. Our marriage would have been over. We were living on the edge, and we convinced ourselves in the outside world we had it all together. I became controlling and overprotective with our daughter and the other 2 children we had several years later. They didn't understand their mom's moodiness, fits of rage, or depression. What was wrong with me? There are millions of men, women, and teens suffering who also bought the lie of abortion. They may also be suffering from PAS, post-abortion stress. Approximately 43% of all women before the age of 45 will have had an abortion. An unexpected crisis pregnancy can cause us to act out of fear and panic and end up on the wrong end of a fatal procedure with an alluring label and no health warnings. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." I kept this debilitating secret for 22 years before sharing it with a friend. She listened to my story with love and compassion instead of the pity and disgust that I expected. That night, I started to heal, and I found myself on a Rachel's Vineyard healing retreat the next month. I wasn't really sure I wanted to go after working so hard to bury and forget that horrific day. But I went, and I found love, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, peace, and hope again. Others on the retreat shared stories I related to. I was not alone. I could finally grieve the loss of my son, honor him, and lay him to rest. I will no longer keep my son Matthew a secret. God is a merciful God and has given me back my voice. Through my healing journey, I have taken responsibility for my part in ending my son's life, and I have forgiven myself and my husband. In fact, we will be married 38 years next week. I now have the courage to stand up for the unborn. I can rejoice and give my son the dignity and respect he deserves by sharing our story in hopes that it will keep others from enduring years of suffering. Society says men and women suffer no negative psychological effects of abortion. I know differently. That's why I'm telling my story, and I am silent no more. Thank you.